Hey guys, I just got these, so I don't want to waste any time. I've been trying to get these for a while, so I've been trying to get these for a while. The first one, my phone was ringing as I opened it, so I couldn't show you, but the Mafex Wolverine. I saw so many reviews, and I just really wanted this. I needed a 6-inch Wolverine because I don't like the first appearance as my definitive, if you will, Wolverine. I'm gonna paint the stripes black, so that's number one. And then this will sell out eventually, and it will be one of those pieces. Actually, I was talking to my buddy on Instagram. You might know him as Batfleck, and he brought this up that as soon as it's done, it's not in stores anymore, it will be very sought after. And I believe him, so it is none other than Green Lantern, Hal Jordan. So, yeah, definitely needed that. Brightest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power, Green Lantern's light. So I figured I would just put the little tray over here. That would just make things a little bit easier. So you do get some cool accessories with Hal Jordan. You do get this this little bubble effect, and that just it comes with a hand on the end, so that just pegs into his right hand. All these I want to say all the effects are for the right hand. I could be, yeah, they are, because they're for the ring. And then you get this one, which is cool as well. All of these came with John Stewart, so if you have that figure, then you already know what you're getting. But it is dope to take a look at them again. This thing I have a cool idea for, but not for Green Lantern, for somebody else that I'll be getting this upcoming week. So we'll visit that again, man. I'll show you. I don't want to tell anybody right now because I don't want people... I kind of want to come out and show people, because I think it's gonna people are gonna be like, oh shit, I didn't even think about that. And then you get this little effect as well, and that's cool. That could be like whatever he's making, whatever, you know. It's like, I don't know, use your imagination or something. It almost looks like the kryptonite key for Man of Steel in a way. No, but I think it's just like he's starting to make something. So that's dope as well. You get 8 interchangeable hands. You get some flying ones, as you can see right here, like so. And then you get some grabby hands as well. And then you get fists, and then you get some holding hands. And then his second head sculpt is actually really dope. I actually really like this head sculpt. Let me get this out of the plastic real quick. I had it all wrapped up. I should have showed it then, but I wanted to go over all the accessories at once. So here is the second head sculpt. He's kind of got a yelling face, if you will, and you can see that that does look amazing. That looks great. That's gonna be great for action figure photography. I kind of did John Stewart. Yeah, John Stewart came with 2 heads, but one was just bald and then one had hair, right? I think that's what it was. I don't know, I could be wrong. So yeah, man, that's everything that you get with Green Lantern. And you also get his handy dandy lantern, which, by the way, if you didn't know, the ring on his right hand is magnetic, and when you put it to the lantern, boom, it lights up. Isn't that awesome? Alright, so I always planned on picking up Hal Jordan because that was my Green Lantern growing up. I wasn't much of a John Stewart fan because he wasn't really in the comics or the shows or the movies that I was watching. I watch a lot of DC animated stuff, right? Planned on picking up Hal Jordan. Then I started looking at reviews and everything for John Stewart. I was like, okay, yeah, he looks really good. Then I went and I checked him out in the store, and I was blown away. See here, I have John Stewart like kind of levitating in the air a little bit, and then Hal Jordan just kind of right below him. And I think this is how I'm going to actually display them on on my shelf as well. I just really, really like the look of this. And this is what I'm talking about on my gauntlet here. You can see that the stitching is kind of coming undone maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not really too worried about it, but it does makes me a little bit nervous. I'm not sure why they chose to give this extension off the gauntlet from his wrist to his elbow area, but I do think it offsets the suit, and it does give it a nice look, and it does give it another thing that is different from Jon Stewart's suit, which is it's a nice touch. And as you can see, man, I do like that both suits are not entirely the same. From Hal Jordan's chest to his abdominal area, this is kind of colored in green. It looks amazing. And then Jon Stewart's from his chest to abdominal area, it's kind of the opposite of that. It's more the black suit, and then you have traces of green going throughout. And I think that looks really, really nice. Both of these guys together on the shelf look like just like a dude, like a fucking dynamic duo. These guys nonetheless are just amazing. They look great, they complement each other, and I don't think anybody anticipated these being that amazing when we saw product photos and prototype images of these guys. I'm definitely happy that I picked them up, and they go hand in hand, you know what I mean? It would be great to get some of the other him with this little blast effect of him going to make, I don't know, maybe like a sledgehammer or a car and smack somebody in the fucking mouth with it. I'm not sure. Use your imagination, but you can see that does look great of him kind of just gliding through the air and using his lantern to fight off the forces of evil in brightest day or blackest night.
No evil shall escape my sight.
That looks great, man. He really does look great. You might want to be careful because, as you can see with the suit right there, you don't want to get him too dynamic. I believe that suit situation of peeling or chipping, if it gets too dry or in the wrong type of climate, and you have this area worn out from being too dynamic with it, you will cause some stress to the suit, which will cause it to chip away, flake away, so on and so forth in time. So just kind of be careful with that. I mean, if you're careful with it, you're not constantly bending the shit out of the material, then you should be fine. But as you can see, that just looks absolutely stunning. Looks phenomenal. I really do like that head sculpt. That's great. You put Jon Stewart next to him, man, I'm telling you, these guys on the shelf are kick ass. Here he is with his little star effect, and you can see that actually does really look good, man. I really do like these effects. I actually never used them with my Jon Stewart, but I figured, man, I might as well give them all a shot while I have Hal Jordan out here. So yeah, that looks really good as well. Here they are together. He's got his little ball of energy there. I truly am blown away by these figures. You can definitely get him in some cool action poses, and this is just something light, man. This is nothing, not going out all crazy or anything like that. Just a little something to show for the little overview. When you're putting this effect on, you just plug it right into the hand peg, so there is no extra hand or anything like that. The hand is actually sculpted in there. I doubt that you can see it, but you got to put the hand peg in there, so you want to be careful because I believe you could snap the hand peg if you're not careful. You might want to heat this thing up or run it under a little warm water, warm hot water for a few seconds, and then you should be able to slip the peg right in there. Don't heat his hand up, heat the effect up, that is. So yeah, wow. I think Mezco really outdid themselves on both of these pieces. I think they complement each other beautifully, and they look amazing. I really hope we do see more lanterns from Mezco. See a little crease at the top, right here, right there, from having them posed, and then also on this thin line right there. Slightly, it's already started to heal, so just be careful, man. You can put him in crazy dynamic poses, but unfortunately, with these little pleather, I guess, patterns ironed on, it can affect the suit. This area right here where I had his arm bent doesn't look too bad at all, and I've never had any issues with this guy, although I've really only had him in this type of pose. I already know from my Hot Toys Spider-Man figures and other figures from Hot Toys that when you're working with material like this, you want to be extra careful posing and doing dynamic stuff because you really can ruin the suit. And I mean, let's be honest, like, these figures are not supposed to be for crazy dynamic ACBA. A lot of people think that Mezco is the best when it comes to everything. As far as posing and everything like that, you're better off with SH Figure Arts, Mafex, Legends. Stuff that does not include cloth goods. Cloth goods are amazing and they look great and they complement the figure and it sets it apart from everything else. True. That's true. But it's not always the best when it comes to posing, and that's not me ripping on Mezco or anything like that, because I love Mezco and I love Hot Toys. It's just the fact that they're not always the best when it comes for dynamic and crazy poses. Articulation, man, it's not bad. So for his head, he can look down that much, he can look up that much. For his arms, they are double jointed. You get about that much, not a full 90, but it works. For his hands, you get a hinge, and then you get a swivel. So they can swivel all around, and they can hinge quite a bit. For his legs, you get double jointed knees, and he can kick his own ass, so that's pretty impressive. For the feet, you do get pivot, and you get a hinge. It goes down about that much, it goes up about that much. Not as much range as I would like, but it works. At the hips, you do get a ball peg, but you don't get any thigh swivel, and you don't get any boot swivel at all. So that's kind of a bummer. I mean, not really. You don't really need it for him. He gets a diaphragm joint. You can get him to rock left and right. He goes back quite a bit, and then he goes forward about that much. For his arms, you can get him up about that much, and as you can see, they are stiff. He's holding that lantern in his left hand, and he's holding it no problem, so they're not going to fall apart on you. It is not loose at all. Okay, so final thoughts on the figure. Listen, this always happens with Mezco figures. I'll see photos and whatnot, and I'll think, okay, yeah, that looks good. It's not maybe the best Mezco that I have, but it definitely looks good. This is what I'll say about these lanterns, is that they got the suits great. You know how they do Batman, and they really do an amazing job on those suits. I mean, the PX previews Batman looked amazing. Even the Ascending Knight Batman looks amazing. The proportions is proportioned right. Everything looks great. The tailoring on the suit, so on and so forth. That's what you're going to get with this figure. Now, on the video, on photos, it might not look perfect, but when you have this thing in hand, it is. And it's just like Jon Stewart, man. I saw a million photos of this guy, and I was like, yeah, actually, that looks really, really good. And then I saw it in person. I was like, holy shit, this thing is amazing. It's the same with Hal Jordan. Now, Hal Jordan is an iconic lantern, right? He's kind of like the classic. And if you are a DC fan, I think this is a central piece that you're going to have for your collection. Whether you're doing action figure photography, you're a display artist, or you're a completionist. If you're making the Justice League, you can't have Justice League without Hal Jordan. And rightfully, Jon Stewart as well. But if you're going to have one, you might as well have both. And this guy, he's amazing. The suit, it's vibrant. It looks amazing in person. Like on the camera right now, the camera is making the green look a lot lighter than it is. It's much more vibrant. And it's just hard to get that across to people in a video. So that's what I'll say. This thing is fire. It's great. It has the same articulation as Jon Stewart. And I think that you're going to have a lot of fun with this guy. So with that being said, yes, I would definitely pick it up. I think once he sells out, it's going to be one of those cases where he might sit for a while, but as soon as he's gone, the price is going to go up. I mean, I remember seeing the Dark Knight Returns figure sit at my comic book shop for weeks, months, maybe a year. Same thing with Batfleck. The Ben Affleck Batman from Dawn of Justice. I saw it every single week. And every single week I said, next week. He's not going anywhere. Until the hype built up for that thing. And I went one week and he was gone. Only Superman was left. And how much is he going for now? You know what I mean? So yeah, I would definitely pick him up while you can. Spend the, $80-$90? I mean, I think the PX Previews Batman was a lot more than that. I think that was like $120. So for a PX figure, yeah, I think it's reasonably priced. You get an abundance of accessories. They might be the same as Jon Stewart, but I mean, it's also the same character in a way, So anyways, guys, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to everybody that's been supporting the channel, the videos, everything. Everybody that hits the thumbs up right away. Everybody leaving the comments. Keep doing that. I love that. I love interacting with you guys. And definitely stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Take precautions. Make sure you're stocked up in case they tell us to stay home for a certain amount of time. I just hope everybody is safe from this stupid virus. It's really fucking up a lot of shit. It's messing messing with figures coming out. It's you know, all that. It's just messing with everything. And I just hope that it doesn't get any bigger than it is right now. You know what I mean? I'm just not really prepared for that. I want to just kind of continue life as it is and go to work and make videos and buy figures and shit like that. But I have a feeling that this thing is going to turn into a nightmare, and I really hope that it doesn't. I'm trying to keep a positive mindset on it. So whoever you are out there, if you're watching this video, I hope you stay safe. Take care of your family. God bless you and yours. And I will catch you guys in the next video. If you made it this far, make sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. So yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.